Hello, hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim, back with another episode of the Sip Squad. Hi! So, today I have a selection video where I'm going to share with you in part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is going to be all my new obsessions, my favorite Middle Eastern perfumes that I absolutely love as of now. And I will also share in part 2 Middle Eastern fragrances that are like OG, like from before. I have them and I'm always going to keep using them. So I've divided it into 2 parts. These are the new ones I have, and the other video will be all about the ones I've been constantly repurchasing, and those will always stay in my collection forever. Now, before I start this video, a lot of people were asking me, Simin, what's going on with your lips? You know, a couple of videos ago, I wore some gloss and everybody was like, oh, what's happening with your lips and everything. And I don't know how to tell you this, but I think it's time I told you, where I have 2 jobs. During daytime, I'm a business development manager, and then at night, I'm a Cape Crusader. And one of those nights, I had a very, very rough night. I got beat up. I had like a very, very tough night. And this dude from nowhere, he just jumped on me and then he injected me with something, and the whole 1 ml somehow went to my lips. And the next day I woke up and my lips were all swollen and everything. So I thought I should share that with you. So next time when you see my lips, again a little bit weird, I'll share some other facets of my life that like contribute to my lips swelling up sometimes. So let me start with the first one. I'm being a little snarky today, aren't I? Okay, let me start with the first one. This is from Swiss Arabian and it's my Shaghaf Oud Tonka. This is amazing. Like till now, like for everybody who was like keep doing like reviews about these perfumes with the updates and stuff, this one is still very much just Tonka and vanilla. Sorry, almond, Tonka and vanilla. Like still, I just feel like it's very heavy on the Tonka and vanilla. Although it has many other notes listed, but quite frankly speaking, it is just Tonka, vanilla and almond to me. If you do not like very almond predominant perfumes, this is not going to be for you. But I'm literally obsessed with this perfume because when you spray this, you literally feel like a brand new person. You know how you have brand new clothes, brand new toys, and when you open them, you know, especially like clothes from designer houses where they send it to you in big boxes, when you open it and this beautiful scent comes off it, and you just know this is like a brand new, perfectly well-crafted dress. I feel the same when I wear this perfume. It retails for around $55. It's an amber gourmand. I'm sure it should be listed on Fragrantica. Earlier when I had reviewed it, it wasn't. But now I'm assuming it's there. It's received 4.47, so clearly people absolutely love it. The top notes are almond, middle notes of cinnamon, Tunisian, orange blossom and Turkish rose, and the base notes of Tonka, vanilla and amberwood. And it is compared to, of course, your Velvet Tonka by BDK. Now, although I have not reviewed BDK's Velvet Tonka, the prices have come down because I wanted the Gris Dior from them and sorry, not Gris Dior, Gris Charnel from them and Velvet Tonka. And there was another one called Sunset something. I want that as well. So I'll get them very, very soon so I can do like a one-on-one comparison to both. But as far as I know, this is like a one-on-one dupe for it. I suppose this will be like more suitable for like fall and winter, but I would wear it like regardless. This also acts like a very good layering perfume. So you can go for something like super gourmandy, and if you want to add like some Tonka almond, if you want to add Tonka almond to anything, and when you add Tonka almond, you just get this very poshy vibe, very like up-class vibe. If you want to add that, this is for you. Plus the bottle is absolutely stunning. Look at how cute it is. I had given the celebrity to this one as Blake Lively because of, you know, her dress, you know, which was like copper something, and then she did this whole reveal and then it had this turquoise on it. Just reminds me of that because her dress did have like gold and the turquoise. So this perfume completely reminded of her, even the way it smells. It smells very classy, just like Blake Lively. This is a 10 out of 10 perfume for me. By the way, like before I continue, all the perfumes are 10 out of 10, right? Because these are like my top favorites. Like I'll keep purchasing them. And if I repurchase perfumes, that's the only time I'll be actually giving them 10 out of 10 because I want this perfume always in my collection. Next, there's another one from Swiss Arabian, and this is the Amber 7. I recently purchased this and I got it at a very good price because I got it during like a big discount. It was, I think, Amazon Day or something in between. Now, a lot of people also commented on my recent video that does this smell like an old lady? Yes, okay, it does smell mature, but it doesn't smell like an old lady. I would call this like a vintage scent, right? My grandmother never wore anything like this. None of my grandma's friends wore anything like this. So in my opinion, this is not like old lady smell. It is definitely very vintage, which means like it's very amber heavy and it's powdery. And anything that has amber and powderiness, or like, you know, the old lady rose, that I admit, like my grandmother used to wear that. But this one is literally, if it's amber with powder, it'll give you that vintage vibe. It'll give you that feeling of Chanel 5, you know, kind of. And Chanel 5 is like, people already consider it to be like a old lady fragrance, although it is like a classic fragrance. Personally, I wouldn't wear that anymore, but it is still a very good perfume. This is apparently the dupe for the Blazing Mr. Sam by Penhaligon's. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.5, so obviously people love it, and it retails for, I got it for $60. And this is an amber gourmand. The top notes for this are amber, dates, and cinnamon. Middle notes of rose, ylang ylang, and orris. And the base notes of sandalwood, incense, vanilla, and patchouli. To me, this is like a beautiful amber powdery scent with a lot of earthy notes, along with like a little bit of incense. Literally, we don't have to complicate this. And the woods in this is like sandalwood. Imagine like the sandalwood being the base wood for it. You know, very smooth, very soft. The whole perfume is very classic, vintage lady, like Marilyn Monroe, like those characters come to mind, you know. But this is definitely not an old lady perfume, so like get that out of your head. It's not one of those perfumes. This is going to be perfectly suitable for all weather according to me, but most suited for fall and winter. Like I wouldn't wear this during daytime in UAE summer because it's gonna claw people, but in the evening, if I'm going out with my friends or with my husband or something to restaurants and stuff, if it's indoor, I'll definitely wear this. So that's why I put this and a lot of other gourmand fragrances as well, because I'm a gourmand girl. So obviously I'm going to have a lot of gourmand fragrances and I wear them like all the time. So for me, it's not strictly fall, winter. Over here, we don't even really have winter. It's just fall, you know. It leans heavy on Middle Eastern vibe. And I think it's just because of that amber. The cinnamon doesn't bother me at all in this. It's very, very mild, and dates also, it's not too sweet. Everything is like perfectly done. That's why this is one of my favorite fragrances. Initially, I'd given it 8.5. Right now, it's my 10 out of 10 perfume. Just because I've been gravitating towards it a lot, and I know once it finishes, I'm going to keep craving it. So I am very happy with it. Will keep buying it. Plus, the bottle is absolutely stunning. Swiss Arabian does have like one of the best perfume bottles, don't they? The celebrity I gave this to was Kelly Riley. Next, we have some from Latafa. This is the Sumou Gold by Latafa. For some reason, this perfume did not get the recognition it deserves. It reminds me very much of Lantidi. This is still not listed on Fragrantica, which means like it's not a very popular fragrance or just did not get popular. But for me, after I smell this one, I'm like confused between Tharwa Gold and Sumou. This obsession with this kind of perfume started with Lantidi and YSL's Libre, and then I smelled the Fakhar Rose and I got obsessed with Fakhar Rose. Now I drifted away from Fakhar Rose when I got introduced to Tharwa Gold, and I started moving away from Tharwa Gold when I got introduced to Sumou. So I just feel like it's getting better and better. Now this one, although they don't mention pear, I can very clearly smell the same kind of pear that's there in Lantidi. Let me tell you the notes for this. The top notes are mandarin, blackcurrant and hawthorn. Middle notes of sweet myrrh, Bulgarian rose and jasmine, and the base notes of white musk, vanilla, and incense. So just think of that Lantidi with like a little bit of incensiness, and the fruits are slightly more vibrant. So this one has a little bit more depth to it. It's not just a very, very airy, floaty fragrance. Initially it smells exactly like Lantidi. And then it starts like going into the dry down and starts getting like warmer. Initially it's cold, then it starts getting warmer and starts getting more incensey, and just makes me feel very, very pleasant, very, very happy. It's a floral for sure. If you just want to categorize this perfume into one category, it's a floral. But with the notes, you would think this is like a combination of a fruity floral, right? But this is one of the best florals I own, best florals I own, and I'm in love with it. This is again a 10 out of 10 for me. I've forgotten the celebrity. I need to keep pens with me because I need to write stuff down on, because I've been doing repeat perfume mentions and I need to know what I had given. Super feminine. I don't think a man should wear this. It's a very girly girl kind of scent, right? Plus it's like a very pretty, like white florals, pretty kind of fragrance with like some incensiness. This will be suitable for all weather. Again, like although people think white florals, it should be more for summer, spring, summer. Just because of the incensiness, I think this can be worn like even in winter and fall. This is hands down one of my favorite florals, along with another one that I'm going to mention. I think these are the only two florals that I'm completely obsessed from the new ones. Next from Latafa, I think you should have expected this coming. Musamam, intense white. People are like going to hate me. They're like, stop mentioning this perfume, but I can't help it. Like if I like a perfume, I'll keep mentioning it to you guys so that like you know my choices, you know what to buy, the ones which are like freakishly good, and I'm obsessed. This is a fruity gourmand, one of the best perfume releases of 2023, I think end of 2023. It is fresh, it is citrus, but then it has spices, it has vanilla, or it's not mentioned. I remember this because it was not mentioned, but then somebody mentioned to me because it has benzoin, it replicates the note vanilla. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.59, which is like a lot. And the price is US dollars 35. It's supposed to smell like Stella Times by Louis Vuitton. A lot of people have told me that it smells exactly like that. I haven't smelled Stella Times, so I don't know how that smells like. The top notes for this are bergamot, orange and spices. Middle notes of coconut, mohonial, ylang ylang and ambroxan. And the base notes of sandalwood, benzoin and musk. You know, when you say coconut, you assume that it'll be like tropical. It's not. It's a very Capri or something like Italian by Amalfi or something. You feel like you're there. It's not a beach vacation. It's an Italian vacation. Although it's a gourmand, the citrusness and spiciness does not make it too sweet, which is like the perfect thing in a gourmand fragrance. It's so well balanced that you're not going to feel clogged, you're not going to feel overly sickly. And this is like one of the best summer gourmands I've come across. I wore this throughout fall, winter as well. And I'm going to continue wearing it throughout the year. This perfume, I keep saying this, it's going to finish this year. For sure. I'm going to use it up. Although I have like so many stunning perfumes, this is one of like the best ones I've discovered. Longevity, projection, I'm not mentioning for all these because these are all, let's just say minimum 7 to 8 hours. Projection, all of them have at least 2 feet projection, Unless it's a beast, any one of these is a beast, I will let you know. By the way, this one, the celebrity I'd given this to was Jenna Ortega. Just made me feel like she would smell like this. Next, we have a very, very recent discovery. This is Masa by Latafa, and I raved about this perfume. The moment I smelled it, I was like, I am obsessed. Now, before I continue, this is a very unisex fragrance. It kind of leans masculine in my opinion. It's not like a feminine scent, or it's unisex leaning masculine. So you would need to like masculine fragrances to wear this. But the kind of masculine fragrances I don't wear are either they're too spicy or they're extremely aromatic with aquatic. That's when I get like, no way, this is supposed to be a dude, Masa is a spicy, fruity floral. The spices are like super evident in this, and the reason why it became popular was because of the mango note. But the mango note is like not the most prominent note of mango. It's there in the background, which I like because it's not overwhelmingly sweet or making the perfume kiddish or something. This is like a very sophisticated scent. When you smell this, you feel like, oh my gosh, it must have so many different layers, and like to perfect this fragrance, it must have taken them forever because like it literally feels like something you haven't smelled before. It's very unique, smells very niche. It does have like a very strong Middle Eastern vibe because of the spices, but the spices are not too strong so as to overwhelm you. I think this was around $48, and on Fragrantica this got 4.29, which is not bad. The top notes are mango, saffron, pink pepper and lemon. Middle notes of osmanthus, violet leaf, orange blossom and ginger. And the base notes of mineral notes, suede, patchouli and amber. Mineral notes. It's not metallic at all, because a mineral note tends to give it like a metallicness when it's supposed to give it like a little bit of a cold feeling, like that cold texture of metal or minerals. I really think this is like very well done. It wows me. Now this is supposed to be the dupe for Ganymede, and I know Ganymede has become like this year's like one of most beloved perfumes. I haven't smelled Ganymede. I want to one of these days smell perfumes by Stefan Humbert, but hopefully when I make a lot of money, then I can actually indulge myself with all these beautiful perfumes. But for now, I'm going to stick with Masa. If you like a bright, fruity, floral fragrances with the seriousness of spices and resins and some amount of suede, you're going to love this fragrance. Anybody who thought Ishkal Shuyuk was a little bit too much, this is like a much livelier, fruitier, floral version of Ishkal Shuyuk with that very good mango note that doesn't like give you a headache or anything. Like stunning. The celebrity I had given this to was Catherine Winnick. The last one I have from Latafa is, of course, Liam. I could not put this. It's beautiful. My husband loves it. I love it. This is the dupe for BDK's Gris Charnel, which I was just talking about. That I need to get like very specific BDK perfumes. And Gris Charnel they have launched a X-Straight version as well, which is quite pricey right now. But if I would get my hands on it, I would prefer buying the X-Straight version and not the normal version. But right now it's currently like beyond my reach. It's like $300 and something, like no way I'm buying a perfume that expensive. This is $30 only. So it's literally like 1/10 of the price. On Fragrantica, this is called 4.56, obviously because like it's one-on-one dupe for Gris Charnel. It's very, very pretty. It's very not overwhelmingly sweet or spicy. There's nothing in this that like jumps out or sticks out. You'll just feel like it's a very beautiful blend of all these notes. And the notes immediately, it gives me the feeling of like I would expect something from Diptyque to smell like this, or from Byredo to smell like this, or BDK actually also does release perfumes like this. But in my head, when I smell this, I was like, is this some dupe from like Byredo or from Diptyque or something? The moment I smell that tea note, my brain goes towards Diptyque. I don't know why. So the top notes for this are fig, cardamom, and black tea. Middle notes of iris, labdanum, and vetiver, and the base notes of vanilla, sandalwood, tonka, and patchouli. So think of like your spices along with fig and the black tea. Gives it a very oriental feeling, and then like it goes into your earthiness, a little bit of animalic note, and then a beautiful tonka vanilla sandalwood combination, which is like very like silky and sweet. This for me again is all day, all weather, can wear it anytime. In summer, this is going to shine even more. Maybe I'll wear this more in the evening. Like if a woman wears this, it becomes like a feminine scent. If a guy wears it, it becomes like a very, very masculine scent. It's absurd. It's like, I don't know how this perfume transforms. It adapts to you and your personality as well, I can see a shy person wearing this. I can see a bold person wearing this. It'll suit anybody and everybody. The celebrity I'd given this to was Benedict Cumberbatch, because I was like, his sophistication, elegance, grace, his personality, everything was like perfect gentleman kind of perfume. That's him. Next, we have few perfumes from Ghality, of course. The first one is from their Empire collection, and this is Victor from their Empire collection. First of all, I love the bottle, and it literally smells like the bottle. I expected this to be a caramel scent, and it is a caramel scent. It is like the strangest thing I've smelled. I feel it's a very raw oud oil, very high grade, very high quality. Like I told you before, like some ouds, when you smell, you can actually collapse and faint, right? If you smell like pure oud, it's very, very strong, very potent, not for everybody. This is literally that oud with caramel. Now, this oud is definitely very, very barnyardy. So Victor is only meant for people who are, I was going to say professional oud. Not a professional, what do you call it? Like an advanced. They're in the advanced level of wearing oud. In Middle East, it's like normal, right? Like oud is like, okay, oud, so what, But like I know in other countries, especially in Europe and stuff, oud is just like revealing itself, and people still think this barnyardy or poopy or horse stable and all that stuff. Like this one is very heavy on that. But that beautiful combination of caramel, oud, and then it has like little mild florals. I love this fragrance. Now the thing is, I can only wear this in winter and autumn, but I wouldn't mind wearing this on occasions like Eid, or if I'm going to someone's house and I know I'm going to stay indoor and there's going to be air conditioning and everything, and I like people wouldn't die of smelling this on me, I would definitely wear this. It starts off very, very, very strong, very raw, very like in your face, but then it starts mellowing down and then it becomes like this very linear scent, and that's when the beauty emerges. You need to wait for at least 20 minutes for it to reach that level. So when you're trying this perfume, don't be like spray it and you're like, whoa, you know, like wait for like 20 minutes, smell the sheet again or your skin again, and you'll realize how pretty this fragrance is. It's a different league altogether. So I love this fragrance. Not listed on Fragrantica. None of the Khadlaj perfumes are. It's very weird. They have, I think, 3 perfumes there. Harim al Sultan for obvious reasons, but then the other 2 perfumes are like, I don't know when they were released, you know. So this is an animalic gourmand, in my opinion. And the price in UAE is $42. Now, Khadlaj perfumes, you can go on their website and WhatsApp them and they will guide you how to buy it in your country. The top notes for this are caramel, heart notes of floral and sweet notes. Base notes are musk, oud and vanilla. That's it. Beautiful, stunning, amazing. And the celebrity I'd given this to was King Darius of the Persian Empire. Wow. Then we have another one from Khadlaj, and this is their secret musk from their Karus range. So that's the bottle. First of all, I love these bottles. They're very, very pretty. They sent me 2. They sent me Amber Secret and they sent me the Secret Musk. Oh. If you're looking for a reasonable dupe for Arabian Tonka by Montal, I feel the initial blast of this perfume is a little extra on the rose. It's a very, very cold rose as compared to the Arabian Tonka, which is like very, very well balanced perfume. But this one, once it tones down, you have to just wear it to you can't imagine how pretty this fragrance is. It's very heavily Middle Eastern. It's literally like an Arabian fragrance, and it is quite traditional. This retails for $45. And for me, it smells like a very gourmand version of BR540. Top notes are red fruits and saffron, middle notes of tonka, chocolate and rose, and the base notes of musk, amberwood, sugar and moss. Think of these notes. Chocolate, rose, tonka. Then you have sugar, moss, amberwood, saffron, red fruits. It's very cold. When you smell it, like it feels cold. Thank God they did not put any coffee in this because it would have ruined this perfume. Oh my gosh, like this one for me, although like it's ideal for fall, winter, but for me, like in summer, if I wear this in the evenings, it'll be actually cooling. It actually feels like cold rose water mixed with all these yummy gourmand notes of chocolate and tonka, sugar with your red fruits. And then of course it has like this base of the earthiness with some woods and moss. This is again a perfect unisex fragrance. By the way, this is like a monster. Like I told you that the ones that are monster, I'm going to mention it. Monster as Arabian Tonka by Montal. So don't overspray this perfume. It will give you like a headache for sure. You know, even for me, 3 sprays are enough with this perfume. Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. It literally feels like an Arabian princess. I love it. Like I think this kind of category of perfume, which is like rose, although it doesn't have oud, I feel like it has some facet of oud in it. After the amethyst, I think this is my new rose obsession, which is why I absolutely love it. I usually do not gravitate towards rose perfumes at all. You guys know me with rose, right? So stunningly done, beautiful. It's like a mix between Baccarat Rouge and Arabian Tonka. Think of mixing these 2 perfumes together and you'll get this. And the celebrity I'd given this to was Victoria Pedretti. Now the last one in this category, it is actually, I shouldn't have mentioned this one in this video. Actually, it is quite new in my collection. This is Ghality by Ard Al Zafran. I bought this specifically because one of you had recommended this to me. As a matter of fact, a couple of people had recommended this to me. And it was very tough to find, by the way. In UAE, I just couldn't find it. And then it was available in this one shop. And I think after I bought this, it got sold out. So I think I was the last person to see this perfume, you know, on being sold. I got it for around $25. This is like a citrus, fresh, floral, but with pencil notes. The pencil shaving notes, you know, think of Intense Light Blue Intense by Dolce & Gabbana. It reminds me of that perfume. The top notes for this are bergamot and orange, middle notes of rose, vetiver, iris and patchouli, and the base notes of musk, caramel, tonka bean, vanilla and oud. Now although oud is mentioned over here, I can't smell oud at all. It literally smells like bergamot and orange in the beginning along with that pencil shaving. Pencil shaving stays from the top to bottom, doesn't go away. That's like the constant part of this perfume. I know it's something synthetic, but I can't like put my finger on it, on of what it is. The middle notes of rose, vetiver, iris, and patchouli, it doesn't really identify. Like you can't identify rose, vetiver, or iris in this. You will just feel it being like meddled up, mixed up, and like probably like mixed in soil, and then you threw some pencil shavings on it, and it's all this note. The base notes is what I don't understand in this perfume. They say there's musk. Musk is there for sure. But then they say it's caramel, tonka bean, vanilla, and oud. I can't smell any of these in here, especially the caramel, because caramel is like a sticky note. It's a very, very sweet note, especially when it's mixed with tonka bean and vanilla. It should be like super, super sweet, right? But it's not. This is a very fresh fragrance, very light. So if you read the notes, don't get freaked out when you read the base notes. This is literally the top and middle notes. And I'm loving the fact that there's no such thing as that base note because it would have ruined the perfume. It's a very beautiful, light, stunning day-to-day fragrance. You can go out, do whatever you want, run errands, or if you want to meet your friends, it'll still smell good. If you wear a nice dress and if you wear this, it'll still smell good. You'll smell unique. It's different. It's a day-to-day perfume, but it's very, very unique. The bottle I feel is like a copy of that Gucci thingy. So I wonder if it smells like any of the Gucci fragrances. But it's very, very pretty. The celebrity I would give this to would be Elle Fanning. Like very much her, like very wearing frocks and stuff. I know she doesn't always wear frocks. It's like just what I associate with her. This is also not listed on Fragrantica, unfortunately. So like not many people know about this perfume. And I'm glad I mentioned this because a lot of people deserve to know. And I think this will be sold at a very reasonable price because first of all, it's Ard Al Zafran. Secondly, it's a very, very old perfume. So we are done with the first part of my current favorites from Middle Eastern perfumes. These are just part one, recent finds. There's some perfumes I've not mentioned like the Le Prestige Empress, which I'm like super impressed by, the Empress. I'm so dumb sometimes. But yeah, I'm very impressed with that perfume, but I've not added it to this because I need to try it a little bit more. So while these perfumes are new, they're not so new that I haven't tested and tried them. So I'm going to try the other perfumes a little bit more. There's some from Latafa as well, but that I need to like Vintage Radio. I really need to like get to know them a little bit better on first name basis, if you know what I mean, and then like decide if I want to put them in my all-time favorite categories, So this is end of part one. Stay tuned for part two and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.